they might already be graduated and the situation might be different on campus. I want to pick people who are on campus now. And so if there's like a certain school, I know we already had a UT. So, you know, if you want me to pick some people from A&M, Texas State, UTSA, UTRGV, I can get all those people. I'll just look at your list when you're done and try to like pick a person that has multiple, you know, of those qualities. And then I can start inviting them to come in. What about somebody who's in graduate school for a certain topic? Many of you have probably already realized that the degree that you're looking for is just a beginning stage, and you really need a master's degree or an advanced degree to do the job that you want to do. Like you could get an entry-level job, but to do the job that you really want to do, you're going to need a master's or a doctorate in a certain topic. You know, like engineering, you can get jobs and oh, internships, that's good. You can get a job in biology with a bachelor's degree, but you're going to be the one cleaning out the jars, you know what I mean? You need an advanced degree for certain things. So maybe somebody who's pursuing an advanced degree, people with certain majors, you could put that down too. Anything that, you know, if you know that you're going into a major that you don't really know a whole lot about, like, you know, you want to do it, but like forensic science, but you want maybe to have somebody in who has studied that, I can match that up too. So while we're kind of going through things today, you can add on the column over there if you want to, and I'll just start picking people. Luckily, I have a lot of students that keep in touch after we finish, either through LinkedIn. Have I talked to you guys about LinkedIn? You should probably make a LinkedIn profile. Let me share my screen and I will. Oops, that is not how you do it. I have to get back into the swing of things here. You might want to join LinkedIn. I used to have students join LinkedIn and really encourage that, and I still do. Let me go to it here. LinkedIn, I don't think I've talked about it in this class yet, is sort of like Facebook for your business profile. It's like an online resume. And so I have one. A lot of my students, I had them do it. And because one of my graduates told me one time that he got a lot of opportunities through LinkedIn. So let me put my little picture up there in my chat over here so I can see what's going on over there. So LinkedIn is kind of like, you can see it's got like a Facebook sort of format. I know you guys aren't big on Facebook except for probably your, you know, grandparents and stuff like that. But it's set up like that. And then you get notifications. Like this is just a professional thing, like an online resume. So I get notifications. Sometimes it's sort of spammy just because people want me to go work for them and they want to offer me, you know, jobs. They want to, like this person wants to connect. And so I will, because I know her. And so you're not friending, you're just sort of, how do I describe this? You're making connections. And then sometimes people will show up here and I'm like, I don't know any of those people. Let me show you my profile. So you can put in, I have like 300 some connections on this, and they're mainly former students. I use this a lot to create mentorships. Like if I have a student who's like, hey, I really want to go into engineering, but I'm a first gen student and I don't know anybody who pursued engineering. Do you know somebody that's already in an engineering program at A&M or wherever, and Texas Tech, where I could start to get some, you know, like maybe somebody I can ask some questions. I can't answer those questions. I'm not an engineering major, but I could maybe put you in contact. And so I usually do that through LinkedIn. It's more like official and, you know, kind of, you know, above board. So you can make your own profile. You set it all up here. I have different videos and different people have said, oh, you've got these different nominations and things like that. So then people can search for you and you can connect in a professional way. So I had a student, was it last year, who came to independent study class via Zoom because he was at Michigan State University. And he was talking about how he got one really exciting opportunity through LinkedIn, that they were looking for Hispanic students in the, sort of like Northeast who were willing to join this particular organization. And they ended up going to the inauguration and a bunch of other things on trips and things like that. So he got all kinds of opportunities. So I would encourage you to make a LinkedIn thing. But like I said, sometimes you get notifications and it's just like, oh, so-and-so has been a year in their job or whatever's trending. So that's not always the most exciting thing, but job offers, I get a lot of job offers through there. Most of them are on target with what I can do, but I don't really read them. I think I'll probably retire from WISD, but you never know. I mean, they could come up with something super awesome. But anyway, so LinkedIn, I forget why I was talking about LinkedIn, but that'd be a good way to start getting focused. Oh, it was because I was thinking about who I would invite to come to class. So keep putting your suggestions. If you're just joining us, we're putting in the chat people. If I had people who were in college right now, what would you want to ask them questions about? And I would want to pick people who could answer multiple questions. Like some people want to ask, what's it like being on a campus as a minority? Because I don't know if y'all have experienced that. And maybe there's some people who can talk about that, right? So, whatever you put in the chat, I'm going to combine that and try to find maybe 2 or 3 before the end of the school year that we could have in on our Zooms and talk about, ask them questions about what they've been doing and what their advice is on things and what their experience is. So I'll review the chat later. If you think of anything else, you can put it in there. Okay, so last week we didn't have a class meeting because I was in Michigan. And I'm just marking down everybody who's coming in. And it was a good week. It wasn't, everybody here thinks I took a double vacation and they're looking at me like, mainly there's some things going on with my family things that I wanted to be present for, and it wasn't all pleasant, but I did get to spend time with my family and doing things with them and, those kinds of memory things. So that was good. My dad's sick and my sister's getting divorced. I'm not trying to overshare, I'm just saying. So I felt like not only had I not seen my family in a while, but also I needed to be there so that I was, part of the family and not FaceTime it in for those particular issues. So anyway, we're coming back this week this is the end of the week of March, month of March, and beginning of April. So, I'm going to ask you, how did your goals turn out and what goals do you have for April? Today's formative is something like, we're coming down to, I think it's just a few weeks left. No, that was Friday. I don't remember. What is today's formative? Oh, yeah. Isn't it not open? It's open. Today's formative is something that I can use next year. So they've asked me to continue teaching this course for next year. So I guess people felt it was helpful. And I want to share with the seniors next year that come into the independent study class some of your expertise and some of your ideas about senior year and what you kind of wish that you had known from the beginning, or just your tips or your hacks or what advice you have for senior year. I don't know at this point if we're going to be 100% virtual. I think it depends on the summer, what percentage of people get vaccinations, all that good stuff. So today I just want you to put down at least 2 things that you think it would be good and helpful for the seniors next year to know at the beginning of the year. It can be related to virtual learning or not, but just like specifically tips for seniors. What are some things? Because I can sit here and tell you, I know you're stressed about your applications. it's going to work out. And now maybe you're starting to believe me, because I'm starting to hear from people about scholarships that they've received and, you know, acceptance to colleges and stuff like that. So, you know, I know it's nerve-wracking, but maybe it's better to hear it from you guys. So list a couple of them there, and I'm going to share that advice and those, you know, information, helpful hints, things like that with them. So, and then Wednesday, I think the topic is going to be about your goals. I'm only doing that recently because we're getting close to the end of the school year, right? Did y'all pick up your caps and gowns on Friday? How do they look?
Yes.
How
But
do they look?
they look good, but we thought the cap came with like the little paw thingy, but it doesn't. It's just plain.
Oh, it usually does come with the paw thingy.
Yeah.
Does it have the stripes on the sleeves?
Yes, that it does have.
Maybe they
This
traded out. We never
probably.
had the stripes before, so maybe they traded the stripes for the paw. I don't know. So my advice on caps and gowns is to hang them up. It will say it on the package to hang them up. You should definitely do that. It is very difficult to iron those gowns because they are synthetic fibers and the iron can melt them. So definitely hang it up, let it hang in your closet for a while. You can just let gravity do its work. You do not want to wear your gown if it's got lines in it from when it was folded in the package. So don't just throw it in the back of your car and leave it there until, you know, the first time you have to wear it. You can press them. I'm just saying, be cautious. When you press them, you have to use like a cloth, like maybe a pillowcase or something like that between the iron and the actual fabric, because it has a very low melting point. You don't want to be the one at the event with the iron print in the you know, on your butt on the gown. So that's my advice about caps and gowns. If you did not pick yours up, I think there might be another time, or you can call and go and pick it up out in, I think it's in McAllen. It's Herff Jones. Herff Jones is the company, I think. The senior events are coming closer. Do you want me to go through those again? I know I put them on my Twitter. Oh, I made a video of my little trip. I posted that. It was a while back that they posted those, so I was thinking I would go through them. I think it was September. I think I passed it. Sorry. Oh, I guess it was probably a retweet. Scroll. This might take a little while. Maybe not. I just want to make sure I get the dates right and make sure that you have the right info. So the first time that you wear your cap and gown will likely be, I'm thinking it'll be the honors banquet, but let me double check with they made a graphic. I made a copy of it, right? Did you take a picture of it back when it came out? The senior events. I'll put it on this week's post. This is super exciting. I'll say it was the end of January or the beginning of February. There it is. Or take a screenshot. So coming up April 13th is the honors banquet. So that's in 2 weeks. That's on a Tuesday. I think they should be getting invitations. Do you know if they sent you invitations to that? If you're an honors grad? I don't know if they're virtual invitations or what. Anybody know? I can find out.
No idea.
Okay, I'll ask. Usually they send out invitations but if you already know that you're graduating with a GPA that qualifies you for honors, then you can plan on going. But there's some people who've been trying, like, last semester to get to a certain point to earn the honors, and that's when you get the stole. You'll get your gold tassel. By the way, you wear one tassel or the other. You don't wear both tassels. Um, you don't need to overdo it. Most people choose the gold one if they've earned it. And they'll also announce the top 25 and the valedictorian, salutatorian, and all that stuff at that banquet. So I'll find out how they're inviting you or letting you know that you are invited to that and how that's going to work with social distancing and stuff. I'll check into that and be able to tell you next Monday, maybe. Or no, we're not meeting next Monday because we don't have school. Next Wednesday. Then the awards assembly. So that'd be the first time you wear your cap and gown is April 13th. So you definitely want to let it hang and get those creases out. You can also, oh, there's a senior movie night. Can I come? There's a senior movie night, April 16th at 6:30. What I should do is make like a big old list on Canva or something, like an infographic of all the events. April 16th, 6:30 movie night. Is that virtual or is it here? Or is it somewhere? Oh, it's here on campus? Like in the gym or something? Parking, oh, the parking lot. Oh, like a drive-in type situation. Okay. You don't have to wear your cap and gown to that. But yeah, do start getting going on that gown thing. I don't want to see people showing up with like messed up. Oh, and tassels on the right until graduation night. Then you turn it on graduation night to the left. What else do I have to say about caps and gowns? It's important that your caps and gowns are, like nice looking. You have to wear nice clothes underneath your cap and gown always, because it's a symbol of your accomplishment. So it's important to remember that, treat your cap and gown with pride because, well, it's a medieval thing. It goes all the way back to medieval times, the cap and gown as a symbol of scholastic accomplishment. And many of us have worn the caps and gowns many times for our different degrees or for our different high school diplomas and stuff. So it's a respectful thing. You'll see some people who come with it all crumpled, but I don't want to see any of you with crumpled caps and gowns because you guys have worked too hard to earn the honor of wearing them. So, and also the honor stoles, you're going to want to press those once you get them. You can't do that for April 13th because you won't get the stoles until April 13th. But after that, there'll be like a wrinkle in it and you're going to want to just, get your iron, press it out. Be proud of your accomplishments because we're proud of our accomplishments. So yeah, this one, take a screenshot or I will post it again in Google Classroom or retweet it or something. And I'll also find out what they're doing about inviting you to the honors banquet and how that's working. Okay. Oh, that was a lot of background stuff. But it's a good time to catch up. I wasn't here last week and, especially with that coming up on the 13th. Okay, reminder, let's go through the updates and stuff. And I have a little project that I made to share with you today. This is a 4-day week. Next week is a 4-day week because we have this Friday and the following Monday. It's a 4-day weekend for Easter. So just keep in mind that this is just a 4-day week. You do not need to come to classes on Friday, and you do not need, there won't be classes on Monday either. So our next class will be Wednesday next week, just to make up for the Monday that we're not meeting. There's also a virtual open house on Thursday, April 7th. I think that's a Thursday. That's not the calendar. No, Wednesday, April 7th. That can't be right. I thought it was April 7th. Why would they make that on a Wednesday? It's got to be the 8th. I'll double check that too. I'm not really sure how they're doing that open house. I'm thinking that each teacher will have a Zoom code and you can join the different teachers, or your parents can join the different teachers' rooms, and I'm not really sure what the format is for that. They haven't shared that with us yet, but that's coming up next week. I'm pretty sure it's the 8th. Assignments are ongoing as usual. Like I said, if we were in class, we would be doing a lot more interactive stuff with the groups. We would be sharing out what the groups are accomplishing, what their projects look like, what they're finding out. We would have a few visitors also. I'm going to work on some visitors for us because they can come into the Zoom. We'd be presenting our progress and things like that. So since we don't have that, just a reminder that on the 14th is when you need to have your scholarship evidence submitted and also your progress on your project. Now, about the projects, make sure that you should be at this point pretty much, I'm going to go and find that document in my stuff. You should be pretty close to finished with your project by the time I see it on the 14th. A lot of stuff is going to start happening in the end of April and May, and it would be good to get the majority of your project done in this 6 weeks so that you can avoid a backlog of issues with the 6 weeks. You'll have a lot of things going on, a lot of projects, papers, exams, AP exams happen then. So I wanted to make sure that you are looking at your project sheet that you completed. I'm just finding it here. Okay, so this is the chart that I want you to review. You should have access to it. Your group filled this out way back in, the end of January, so that you could say, and then each person put their little column here. And what I did was in the 4-6 weeks, I don't know when my Zoom window closed. Let's go back to it. Share. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. Another one opened. So this one is where you had to put in what you were going to accomplish by each 6 weeks. I think that the 5th 6 week should be the bulk of your project. Some people turned in. Why does that keep turning off? Yeah, hold on. I don't know why it keeps bugging out on me, but this is the one I want you to go back and look at. So 2 weeks from Wednesday, you need to submit your whatever you put on this chart as what was going to be finished for the 5th 6 weeks. I'm going to go back to this chart for your group and look at your line, and I'm going to say, okay, by the 14th of April, they said they were going to have this much done. This was going to be up on the website. This was going to be completed, whatever you said on there. I think it should be the majority of your project, because the next one comes up not even a month later. And that is going to be the time of AP exams. All of the semester is going to conclude for STC and all of that. And I would rather that you can just like kind of do final touches in the 6 weeks and not have to worry about, you know, really doing some heavy lifting for this project, because we've had all semester to work on it. So I think that between now, if you haven't really done much on your project, I think between now and the 14th, you should kick it in gear to save yourself that grief in the 6 weeks. But for sure, you should have whatever you have in this column done by the 14th, because you'll be submitting your evidence. If you said you were going to make sure it was on the website, then send me some screenshots or link to the website. If you said that you were going to have, you know, all of your information done in an infographic, I should be able to see the infographic. So I'm going to be comparing on the 14th whatever you submit to me to this column in your chart. And just a reminder that you've got kind of 2 weeks to get that up to par. I noticed that a lot of people already have completed, let me go back up to this week, already have completed their scholarships. 8 people have already turned those in. If you did the community scholarships, I feel like you got a lot of them done in that. That one was due on this past Friday. So I think that we have to have our recommendations done by this Friday or next week. I've been working on those. You can only do them while you're here at school, so I couldn't work on those at home or in Michigan. So I'll be working on those. I did a couple this morning, but a lot of people have already turned those in. But if you haven't, those are going to be the 2 major grades for the 6 weeks. And so you'll want to make sure that you're up to speed with those. Go back to the instructions here. What else didn't I talk about? Scholarship evidence due, progress evidence. Okay. I want to also start hearing from you about your good news. If you get a scholarship that you're excited about, if you get you know, admittance to your college or a program, please email me. I would like to you know, I would like to know. A lot of the work that we've been doing this semester and last semester in this class have been designed toward getting you to that point. So, you know, let me know if you have good news. I would like to celebrate with you. And it's not bragging if you're saying, you know, I just won this scholarship, and letting me know, because I'm super proud of all of you, and I would like to know what benefits you're getting from all of your hard work. The last thing is just a reminder about senior blocks. Oh yeah, Patty, Myrene, and Marilyn are all Dell Scholarship winners. So we're super excited about that for you guys, Dell Scholars. That's a really great award. What is that, like $20,000? Something like that? Yeah, 20,000. Yeah, 3 people just in my independent studies class are all Dell Scholars for $20,000 scholarships. So Patty had emailed me. The Cuencas did not email me, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm proud of everybody anyway. All right, so the last thing is senior blocks. I'm still working on some kind of event that we could do. It might be on a Saturday, I'm thinking, because I know that you guys are busy a lot, and you know, classes, people are meeting at different times. I don't know if I want to make it a Friday or whatever, but we might have a Saturday where like people kind of like come in and put up their blocks in May. And remember that I had given you the size, okay, the size of the blocks. I'm going to give it to you again, so mark it down. It's 8 inches tall by 15.5 inches wide. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it means that you weren't my student last year, and it's okay to not be my student last year. But I'm going to take my little computer here on a little walk. So every year since the first graduating class, my students have decorated my wall. The last day before spring break, can you see it there? I posted a video on Twitter, but the last day before spring break, I finally covered over the 2020. I felt like I needed to give them a year. Not that they were going to come and work on it, but just, I don't know, the grieving process or something. So this green wall that's in my room looks super boring right now. Usually at this time, we would have started right before spring break. We would have started customizing it. So I let all the seniors use a space on the wall, a block, to customize however they want. And so obviously we can't have everybody in here painting because of social distancing. So I think that you're gonna need to make your own. You can do it on a piece of like cardboard. You could do it on a piece of sort of like stiff paper. I could probably get some. So if you wanted to, if you're gonna be coming on campus someday, I could have some here in class for you, but it could even be on paper. The paper's fine too. But you're going to wanna make your design, and then we'll have an event where everybody gets to come in. I'll put class of 2021 up there. I always paint that at the top. And I'll have a day where people can drop in and put up their posters, and we'll socially distance and have only a few people in here at a time. But I think it will be kind of a fun thing. I'll have like little gift bags or something for you to celebrate. And I'm not sure what day that's going to be, but I'm thinking right now it might be on a Saturday, like a Friday, Saturday, like kind of thing, depending on which day you can make it or when you have your classes or if people are working and all that stuff. So to get you excited about that, if you weren't excited enough, then I wanted to show you this slideshow that I made. I talked about it a few weeks ago or a month ago. I was kind of talking about the process. It all started in 2004, back when they told us to start making traditions. The school opened in 2000, and we were tasked with making it, making some of those senior traditions that you see. Now you guys already know them, like the dance that the Starlets do, or, certain cheers, or, the painting out there by the beautiful one that's out by the gym. Just different things that we do to celebrate seniors especially, and my contribution was letting the seniors paint my wall. And so that happened for the first time back in 2004. And I mentioned that I was going to make a slideshow of all the different walls that are underneath this green wall here. And I did. So I'm going to go through them kind of quickly so that you can see them. So this is the first wall. I don't think that's the completed wall, but it was the only picture that I could find from 2004. You can see that they didn't know a whole lot what we were doing, and they were a little reluctant about painting on the wall, but I assured them. And so I have one for each year here so that you can see all the different years. This 2005 was Mr. Kulunga's year. So here's his block. If you ever had Mr. Kulunga, he was in my class. And this was his block, a bunch of pictures with his different friends and stuff. Thought you'd get a kick out of that. Vini Vidi Vici is Latin for I came, I saw, I conquered. Because you might already know Mr. Kulunga was our valedictorian that year. 2006, 2007. You can see they really start getting into it. They really get the gist of it there. If you have questions about the wall, you can put them in my chat. You have access to this. So if you have a relative, an aunt, uncle, mom, dad, well, probably not a mom or a dad. All of you who have moms and dads that I know, probably I had them when they were freshmen at the freshman school. But cousins, brothers, sisters, you could probably try to find their block on this PowerPoint. 2008. Mrs. Ellis was in the class of 2008, so there's her block. It's a little blurry, but I verified with her this morning that that was her block. So if you have Mrs. Ellis or had her, this was the block she did when she was in my class. I'm trying to think who else is on campus that you guys would know. That would be funny to think about them as seniors, right? 2009 is there. Oh, I know who else I wanted to show you. I didn't isolate it, but in 2008, this is Omar Figueroa's block. If you were in my class last year, you got a gift from him. He's a boxer, and he gifted us a whole bunch of these special notebooks that were like reusable notebooks. And this is his block right there. 2009, that was the year that we had the swine flu. So some of these didn't get finished the way that they wanted to because we were out for a week and a half in May, or 2 weeks or something like that. 2010. 2011 was the first year that they filled up the whole wall. That was their goal that year. They wanted to completely cover it for the first time, and I think they succeeded. Some people say they cheated because they got some big sections down here, but I don't know. I feel like not everybody had that ambition, so you can see all the different ones there from 2011. 12, they just did a bunch of handprints and stuff at the last minute down there because they couldn't let 2011 beat them on filling up the wall. This is when they started to make sections of all the people that were going to different schools. You can see they did a portrait of me right there. They covered that up. I didn't know that that was there until like the last day of class. They put paper over it to make it look like it was a different block, and I let them kind of do their thing. I don't go and micromanage everything, so I was surprised when they pulled that off, and then they all wrote little notes around it, so that was super sweet, and I cried. 2013 was the 10th graduating class, so they were celebrating that. I think that was also the Tobacco Bowl, the first one, maybe, I think. 2014, 15, they covered the whole wall again. And the windows. I got them, they wanted to do blocks on the windows, but I had to get special markers for them in 2015. 2016, 17, 18, you could see they have the A&M, all the kids that decided to go to A&M made a block, and the kids who went to UT made a block, and they have different ones sometimes. 19 was the first complete wall, or the last complete wall that we had, because like I said, last year, they didn't quite finish. If you've never been in my classroom, I also have these pennants hanging. I don't think we're gonna get to do those either, but. And then this is how 2020 was left at the end of spring break. I usually wait until the day before spring break to do the wall, because then everybody comes and we have a good time on that Friday before spring break. And this is how it was. It's been that way since this Friday before spring break, when I painted it over. And so who knows what we're going to look like in 2021, but I want to invite you to start working on those. Again, the measurements are 8 inches tall and 15.5 inches wide. So if you would like to participate in that tradition, then I think it would be great. And like I said, I'm working on a Friday, Saturday combo where you can come in. I'll pick a day that I don't have classes. I do meet with my dual classes on Fridays. So I'll pick a week, and you can come by or send it with somebody that you know. If you don't want to come up to school, wear our masks, we'll do all that stuff. And I'm planning some little goodie bags for y'all. If you can come and put up your block and kind of still do it and still have it ready for next year. So if you're interested, that's what you need to do. I think it will be in May. So you have about a month to be thinking about that. I know that it's not your priority. I know that your priority is your classes, but I do think that it's good to like sometimes have some downtime, right? Like say if I get these notes done, or if I complete this online quiz, then I'll take a half an hour and work on something that's creative, or I'll work on my blog, so maybe use it in that way to kind of give yourself a goal or something to refresh your mind while you're working on other stuff. I don't want it to be a burden to you. So it doesn't matter if it's plain or detailed, it just can be whatever you want. Sometimes you saw in those examples, sometimes it's just somebody's name. So, and all that's fine. It's just about participating as a group and kind of finishing off our year with the same traditions that we've had all along. So I want to give you that opportunity. I don't think I have anything else. Does anybody have anything else to add? I don't want to add an assignment for you because we already have the scholarships and the projects, especially if you do the majority of your project work this 6 weeks, then that's just the ongoing assignment. But any other announcements? Anybody know of any other senior things that are coming up? If you do, especially people in the senior class, is there a spot where they have a list of all of the senior things? Like not just the school ones that I just showed, but also like, I know that you guys have some different events that are scheduled. Maybe you can share those with me and I'll just make an ongoing infographic. So, and I'll post it frequently on Twitter so that people can access it and see what's coming up and they can participate in those events.
We released it like a couple of weeks before, so it's not all like set.
But it's on the Twitter for senior class?
Yes, it's on the Twitter. I posted on there every time we get something new.
Okay.
But we don't
All
have
right.
like a set list.
No, but if I go back and every time you post, I can retweet it, and I can retweet it also with the school, like the school events.
Mhm.
Okay, I will do that. So I'll check on that, and I'll also check on how are they letting you know about the details for the banquet, and I'll let you know about that. I'll either put it on the Google Classroom as soon as I find out, or I'll tell you about it next Wednesday or somewhere in between. I'll do both if I know by then. All right, well, let me go off of this screen so maybe I can see your, at least I can see your pictures there. Roxana, what is that a picture of? Oh, it's gotta be some meme or something.
I don't think it's not a meme, but it's from Drake and Josh. And I don't know what he's holding, honestly. I just found the picture and I thought it was
It is
funny, so
funny.
I chose it.
It is funny. It is funny. All right, guys, keep working on your projects. I'm super proud of you. Keep letting me know when you find out how things are going with your college plans, and keep me in the loop with that. And your counselors too. Your counselors need to know if you've been offered anything from your colleges or if you have any scholarships that you've gained. Other than that, the next time I see you will be Wednesday next week because Monday is Easter holiday. All right, if you have questions in the meantime or you need me to do a recommendation, just send me an email and I'll be glad to do it for you, okay? All right, I'm glad to be back. I'll see you all next Wednesday. Have a good week.
Bye, Miss. Have a good day.
Bye. See you later. Bye, Marine.
Bye, Miss. Have a good week.
You too.